Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Look, if you think that game could be spoiled by a couple screenshots, really?
Ah, this is bad! Ah!
Oh, I don't know, voice actor of Joel of Last of Us fame, Troy Baker. From what I've seen and from what I've heard and what I've experienced from the game, yes I can. You know, I can imagine that being a game developer is hard work, and yet sometimes it can be stressful. So much so that you need to turn to something. No, not that! Yeah! But sometimes we can forget that people are people. They make mistakes, they can be wrong about things, and sometimes can be a little too trigger happy on things. And then there's people like Naughty Dog. This is something that I really want to talk about in concerns of gaming, and I have to say, after seeing reviews, and after seeing the scene in particular, I feel like I need to talk about this, and I'm only giving you guys one chance to walk away from this video because this does talk about spoilers in The Last of Us 2. Here, I'll even give you a quick little outro so you can feel like you actually watched the video. Now that those losers are gone, let's talk about this scene.
Very nice follow-through. With practice, you two will learn how to kill!
You want nothing but money.
You have no idea.
Y'all get electricity in here.
Where the fuck have you been?
There are solar panels on the roof.
Who are these people?
How long y'all been here?
Since yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yep.
What are y'all doing out this way?
I'm just passing through. You two live nearby?
We do. A few hours down the hill. Y'all should come back with us, restock before you head out.
Appreciate it. I'm Mel, by the way.
Tommy, this is my brother.
Joe.
And as you can see right here, two morons have appeared. The problems start right here. Both Tommy and Joel are experienced in this world of clicker apocalypse, and they know that this world is filled with assholes, and people are after them. They don't know this girl, Abby, and they immediately give her her names.
Hey, I'm Tommy. That's Joel. What's your name?
Stop it!
It comes off as odd to me how they become so comfortable with their lives in Jackson that they would give their names to a woman that you do not know. For all they know, she could be a hunter. She could be someone who's an asshole. She could be a bandit. She could be someone who likes to eat people's kidneys, for crying out loud, because they taste good with guava juice.
A what now?
I do understand that it's a stressful time. They are running away from zombies. But that leads to the question, why are we doing introductions here? All it's doing is wasting time while the zombies or clickers are beating down the door. Oh wait, we got time for tea and crumpets? Jolly good, it's 4 o'clock. Eventually, Joel and Tommy go to Abby's group hideout, and for some reason the two are extremely trusting of these complete and utter strangers who are armed. Again, they give their names and even where they're from, even offering to give them supplies when they get back to their hideout.
We do. A few hours down the hill. Y'all should come back with us, restock before you head out.
Appreciate it. I'm Mel, by the way.
Tommy, this is my brother.
Joe.
Something's not right here.
Why not give them your credit card numbers and your social security while you're at it there, Tommy? Anyone who's played the original game knows that Joel is quite hardened by the world, and here, the characters just apparently switch off their brains. There's a term for this. It's called contrivance. And here's the thing, boys and girls. If you rely on contrivance as the main plot point of your entire game, yeah, that actually is a bad thing. Who'd have thunk? This happens in the first 2 hours of the game, mind you, and this has basically turned the characters who are smart in the games into dunces. For example, Joel is someone who's been in the world for years, and is able to identify a trap from bandits.
Easy!
Please!
Holy shit! Help! Are we gonna help him?
Put your seatbelt on, Ellie.
Well, what about the guy?
He ain't even hurt.
He became a hunter to know the ruse. And you're telling me that he wouldn't be the least bit cautious or skeptical in this regard of these people? I'm not one who believes that characters can't change over the course of time, but this right here seems to be pretty inconsistent from when we consider that Joel has well over 20 years under his belt of experience. And while he is a terrible person, he was established to be smart in the game, if not a bit, emotional. It comes off as contrived and very damning of terrible writing. Making characters stupid for the sake of the plot is something that cheapens a story mainly because you're relying on the characters to go against established traits. And this is more egregious considering that, once again, Joel has 20 years of living in this zombified world, even becoming a part of a hunter group to back up his brains. I guess you can get in your 40s, you lose all semblance and reasoning in your head of brains. I can't even give Abby a pass in this scenario either. Why? Because she doesn't kill either Tommy or Ellie, who shows up later. She knows that Tommy is Joel's brother, and she watches as Ellie is literally begging her to stop before...
Now watch this drive.
Hell, Abby herself knows there's a good chance that these two chuckleheads are going to be following her and attack her and her group, because that's what they're doing to Joel right now. They're getting revenge on someone who killed Abby's father and many other people in their group called the Fireflies. Why in the world do you think letting two people live who obviously have a deep connection to the guy you're whacking is a good idea? All for the sake of the plot. This is a character who should be well aware of how leaving a loved one behind of someone you killed will bite you in the ass. There's also the matter that it's pretty brushed aside that Joel actually saves Abby. Yeah, he saves her from the affected right before this.
Give me your hand! We're gonna have to run!
You and your stupid thoughtfulness can go to hell.
Does this get brought up? Does it ever shake Abby's convictions on this matter? Nope! Abby is just there to kill. It's not like having the person who you're trying to kill save your life could possibly affect your thoughts on this situation. Nope!
Oh, I understand now! Bitch, she saved your life!
Now look, I'm not against the idea of killing characters for the sake of the story. If we look at the plot hook here without context, Abby killing Joel and Ellie chasing after Abby, it's an interesting idea that can branch out the story. But the problem comes when you consider how we get to this point, and I understand that putting this at the beginning of the game is used as a means of shocking the players. After all, Joel was the character you play for most of the first game. We got to see his high and low points. We got to see how he was willing to betray the whole world for Ellie. Killing off a character like that should have a strong impact on the plot and story of a sequel. That's not the issue here. The issue is the execution and handling of this plot. At the beginning of the game, we know next to nothing about Abby. We are already being forced to play as her and essentially kill Joel. Yes, the game itself does provide context for her motivations and reasonings for wanting to go off Joel, but by then, at least for me, it was too late, and having flashbacks happen throughout the game does not help. Flashbacks aren't really the best way of storytelling, and don't get me wrong, flashbacks in moderation can work, but they don't help in this situation because the first actual, legitimate thing that we do with Abby is kill off the first main character. Abby was turned into a hateable character, Joel was turned into an idiot, and that was spreading into everyone else in the room at the time. I understand the message of the game, that the cycle of hate is strong, and if you give into it, you'll lose everything dear to you in the process. That's not a bad message, but with how it's set up and structured, it's a very uphill battle for me to want to actually side with Abby. Plus, it doesn't actually work with Ellie because, a little bit of another spoiler right here, at the end of the game, she lets Abby go when she has all the ability to kill her. Why? You've killed so many people. Why did you stop with Abby? Did you think it was enough was enough?
Well, how else do you explain it?
Obviously, this movie has its head up its own anus.
It just really is just kind of weird. And it takes away the agency from the players because why not give the players the option to not kill Joel? Why not give the players the option to not kill all the people who have basically a vendetta against Joel and killed him? Why not use the abilities like from, Metal Gear Solid where you can incapacitate a person without actually killing them? But whatever, that's just me harping on as a game. What should have happened, in my humble words, and this is just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt, is that instead of starting off the game killing Joel, we actually go through the development of the characters. Abby especially, and see her motives for wanting to kill Joel. Have the establishment going on, then go through with this. I'd still have problems with how Abby killed Joel, but that's beside the point. Look, if you like the game, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're wrong for liking it. That's perfectly fine. But people do have a right to voice their issues with the story, especially when it concerns killing off a prominent character that people have a connection to. And I also don't care for how reviewers are pretty much giving this game a 10 out of 10 in this, especially since how Sony and Naughty Dog did some really shady stuff up until this game came out, such as taking down videos, memes, tweets, and what have you to discuss the leaks. Not to mention also, you know, putting up fake reviews. Yeah, I'm willing to bet those are really fake reviews because they came up a month before the game came out. Couple of this sort of storytelling and disrespect for the characters, you can't blame people for not wanting to support the game or those who have fault with said game's story. But hey, that's just one random bonehead's opinion on this game. What's yours? Let me know in the comments down below. I know this was a short video, especially after the large one I did yesterday, but felt like giving my opinion on this. Have a good day and remember to examine your fandom.